Yep.
Hey everybody, welcome to Franklin Abroad, our first episode. Technically, it's our ninth podcast, but we've rebranded. My name is John Silk, and this is my son Gage.
Hey, everybody.
All right, Gage. So, as you can see behind me, let me get out of the way. Our new podcast title screen. What do you think?
I like it. I love it. I love that there's some history behind it with the whole state of Franklin, and obviously Broad Street is Philly because we talk about Philly so much. We had to include it,
Of
but
course.
the whole state of Franklin with us both living in the area that was once known as Franklin. Shout out to
Yeah.
Ben Franklin. If you want to elaborate more on the history of that.
Sure. For those of you who don't know, the state of Franklin was a state that only lasted for a couple of years. It was part of North Carolina, part of Tennessee. Eventually, they dissolved. It had something to do with that. I'm not sure about the full history, but they were absorbed into their respective states. But Gage and I both live in the part of Tennessee that was formerly the state of Franklin. As a matter of fact, the county we lived in was the southernmost part of the state of Franklin, the very bottom. And we just figured since we live in Tennessee, but we're Philly fans, I think that's a great title. We worked it out for a couple weeks, family, friends, and we decided that was it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I guess we'll get into our family trip.
Yeah.
We had a trip up to Philly last week. I think we mentioned it on the last podcast if y'all watched. And we went up to see a couple Philly games.
We went up to see a couple Philly losses.
Uh, Unfortunately, yes, they were 2 for 2 on losing this
Yes.
week or that week, the past weekend. At least in the games that we saw, that was embarrassing for sure to
Yes.
lose to the Blue Jays twice.
Yes, we saw them. We watched them see the Blue Jays. For you Philly fans, we were at the. It was kind of a spur of the moment Friday afternoon. My wife and I started talking. I told her that they were inducting Chase Utley into the Wall of Fame in Philadelphia. Great second baseman, one of the best Philly players of all time, especially at second base. And we knew they'd have a bunch of Philly legends, so Mom said go. She wanted to spend time with her dad. Shout out to Jack. It was great seeing you and Ann. And we decided to go. What do you think of the game? What happened at the game, by the way, before the game?
Before the game.
How
Oh,
long did
we took the subway down to the where we park. What was it? It was
Broad Street?
Race? Yeah,
We
Race and
parked.
Vine,
Yeah, yeah. And
and
it was
we took the subway all
right
the way
one
down.
block away, 2 blocks away from Broad and Vine, where I went to high school, Roman Catholic. And rain delay.
Oh yeah, the Randall.
Rain delay.
Golly, it took for. I didn't know what you were referring to, but
Okay, okay.
it was yeah, a little rain delay. I don't think we ended up getting out of the game till what, midnight. It was a
Yeah, the
late one.
Phillies were kind enough to take us into extra innings and get us out of there at 12:30. But it was great seeing all the players on the field and Chase Utley's speech, and I was glad that we that I got to take you to that. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was that was a really cool. It was really cool to see everybody. When I remember being little, seeing Jimmy Rollins, and that was like and Ryan Howard. Those are the only 2 players I really knew besides Chase Utley.
You were young, yeah.
Well, and Roy Halladay, obviously. But um, yeah, it was
Yeah,
really cool
well,
to see all them when in person.
yeah, it was cool. And then so they lost, and then the next day we were going with your mom and her brother, your Uncle Brian. So we figured we'd get there. We saw a bunch of family met us down there, Jackie, Jill, and all their kids, and a bunch of their friends. They had a bus. We did some tailgate into. I don't even know if it was still in Philadelphia. It was at Citizens Bank Park, and they had a spot reserved in the furthest spot away from the stadium you could have in a big school bus and a bunch of food, and it was pretty fun seeing everybody. And we thought we were going to get a win,
I
and
mean, at
they
least one of them, hopefully.
and they disappointed us again. But for those of you that saw the game, the Blue Jays hit a late home run in extra innings, and if you should go to the sports clip to a clip somewhere online, that home run where they took the lead, that ball was about two rows back of us and two seats over from me. And if you watch the clip, you'll see me with my shirt off because we're stupid Philly idiots and we like to be fools. You'll see me reaching over a bunch of people trying to get the ball. So that was my claim to fame, if you want to see what I look like. So speaking of Phillies, I know you didn't get a chance to. He's a working college kid. He had to work last night.
Unfortunately.
Field, the Field of Dreams game. It was a great game. It was cool. It was our first one. They've been doing it for a few years now. So out there in Iowa, which I didn't know was actually right next to the actual field from the Field of Dreams. It's still there.
I
I
did
don't
not
even
know
know if
that
you talked
actually.
about it. Yeah, the field is still there. You can go visit it, and according to the broadcasters, that house is now an Airbnb. You can actually stay in the house from Field of Dreams.
Huh. That's
They
pretty
have
interesting.
like a yeah, they have a shop there now. They showed it, and it's just right down the road from the stadium in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. But it was a good game. Just I know you and I discussed it, but just talk about it. It was it was really cool. It was really a spectacle. They did a really good job. It was on Netflix. All the players came walking out of the corn for both teams, casually walking across the field. They lined up, and then they brought about 20 Hall of Famers out of the field. Some cool guys I haven't seen in a long time. Like the one person you can't miss, and I'm not sure if you know who it is, Raleigh Fingers with his curled up mustache. He literally, when he played, he had one of those mustaches with the curlies, and he still got it. And the son bitch is old as hell, but they brought a bunch of players from different teams. Cal Ripken, Joe Torre. They introduced them all, and of course, the two Phillies that were there, Steve Carlton, lefty, and Michael Jack Schmidt. They introduced them all. They stood along the second baseline and outside the infield. And I was kind of annoyed though because when they were going down there introducing, they were using nicknames and saying a little something about each person. I was annoyed because they said one of the greatest third baseman of all time, and name me somebody that was better than Michael Jack Schmidt. 500 and however many odds, I think 40 some, 560 home runs. Great fielder. Really changed the play of third base with his aggressive ball handling. It sounds horrible, but he was a great third baseman. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, you know, I don't even know some of the players that they would throw out there. Probably
I don't
Brooks
think there's
Robinson."
yeah, I don't think there's any argument for the best third baseman of all time. I
Agreed. And
mean,
I got annoyed. Mom's like, "Well, he is one of the best technically." I'm like, "Well, yeah, the top person is the best, one of the best three, but they're the top." So,
yes.
if he was second or third, I understand saying one of, but they weren't. But the Phillies look great. Um, Maybe that's what the Phillies need. They look relaxed, they look chill, they look like kids playing baseball, and that's what they got to get back to. They're
I
so
mean, they're also
go.
known for being, big time performers. I mean, in the past they've made playoff runs that they probably shouldn't have. So I think they're just a prime time kind of team. I'd like to think so. So maybe that's a good sign for the playoffs if
I
they're when that in a
agree.
big audience.
I agree, but I disagree because they get hot in the big moments, but then they'll also get cold in the big moments, and they get tight. And a baseball team that's tight is not going to win. They looked great last night. Aaron Nola looked awesome. He went 5 innings, 9 strikeouts. He gave up one home run, one meatball out in the cornfield. He was serving up meatball and fresh corn. But they wound up scoring Schwarber with a leadoff home run for the game. Hit another one. Brad Marsh hit one. They wound up winning 7-1. The bullpen looked decent, not great, but decent. And of course, they even though it was 7-1, they brought Duran out because they were off today. He hadn't been in the game in a minute, so they wanted to get him in there, keep him fresh, and it was a good win. They looked like they were having fun. They looked like kids
Yeah,
playing baseball, and I hope maybe this sets them loose. Like they were out there having a good time, and I hope it encourages them to just relax and get out there because
yeah,
they can be good, but that's what frustrates the city is because we know they have the talent and they freeze up, and it's kind of sad to watch such a powerhouse team perform so poorly. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I mean, it's I think it's cool that they brought Duran in too, because you got to bring in your best players on an audience in front of an audience like that. It's getting watched on
True.
Netflix, so I mean, I feel like
Give them
it's probably
exposure.
one of the higher. Yeah, of course, especially you're paying them all that money, got to. So I'm happy to see them get a big win in front of a lot of people. I do think that's a good sign for the playoffs. I know you were saying they might be tight, but or they get tight, and I'm sure I know they do, but it's getting towards the end of the season, so maybe if they start getting in a groove now, it's a good time to
I
do
hope so.
that.
I
Get
think
into
they
it
got
right before the run.
39, 40 games left right now, headed
Yep.
to the playoffs. So,
Now's the time to get
let me
hot.
ask you, do you think they make the playoffs? They are
Yes.
currently behind San Diego, where they had a lead on them last week. They are now either a game or a half a game behind. They're fighting for the playoff spot with the Cubs also. Or no, the Cubs are way ahead for the playoff spot, and then we're fighting with for the wild card spot. We're fighting with the Padres, and then there's a couple teams right on our asses. Do you think they make the playoffs?
I think so. I yes, just because I they do get hot. I really feel like they always get hot towards the end of the season, at least for a little bit. Now, how long that hot streak lasts, if it lasts up into the playoffs, awesome. But I feel like they always at least get hot right before the end of the season, and I mean, that's the perfect time to do it. I think the Padres are actually really hot right now too, so it might be a good little battle, but I think they pull it off. I think they make it.
Maybe the Padres will start cooling down. So we'll
Hopefully,
see. By the way, one thing I did want to point out, and I saw this on X. It's not mine, but someone had a great point. Have you ever actually watched The Field of Dreams?
the movie.
Yeah.
I I don't think I've watched it all the way through, to be honest with you.
Okay. So it's basically about a lot of the story is, father son relationships, which they had on the field last night. Like Roger Clemens was in the booth during the announcing helping to call the game, and his son, Cody Clemens, was on the field.
That's cool.
And yeah, and after the game, they actually went over to the real Field of Dreams and had a catch, which was like it was very emotional. I got nerd tears watching all that. A lot of people had their fathers or sons there, and they were playing on field, which was really cool. Even Don Mattingly, the Phillies manager, had his son Preston Mattingly, who is the general manager of the team, which is kind of unusual for the dad to be working with his son like that. They were actually out. They were out on the field having a catch as well.
That's interesting.
But it also has to do with the Black Sox, the Chicago White Sox team that was they were convicted, not convicted. I'm not sure exactly how, but it was an investigation, and it turns out they threw a World Series. They called them the Black Sox because they brought shame to the game.
Right.
Shoeless Joe Jackson was most famous. Everybody knows about him, and he was one of the key. That's the Ray Liotta character. He was one of the people in the game, and it was about them kind of having redemption a little bit coming out on the field. Um, but it was about gambling in baseball. People that threw the World Series, a whole team. And the irony that was pointed out is that in the outfield walls, they had an ad for DraftKings and another, I don't remember what the other sports betting was on there. And like, come on, what kind of irony is that, you know?
Always. They have advertisements on everything.
Yeah,
It's
but
insane
to do
nowadays.
the gambling sites when you're talking about the Chicago Black Sox and
Oh yeah.
referencing a movie that's focused on them is kind of crazy. Um, yeah, DraftKings and FanDuel, I believe it was. All right. Tomorrow night, we got UFC. You and I like UFC.
Right.
But also, the big thing is Eagles Baltimore, first Eagles preseason game. You going to watch any of it or are you working?
I do not work tomorrow night, thank goodness. So I'll watch at least the first quarter. I want to see if there's a couple players I'm looking out for. Darius Cooper being one of them.
Yeah,
Uh,
good
I
reports
don't
on
know if they're
him.
going to play Wicks or not, because I hope they do. With him being not really proven yet, he's just a practice squad player or practice player right now. So I hope they get him out there. I'd like to see Wicks and Cooper, just like the receiving core in general, honestly. And then Uar Bernard.
Yeah.
Curious. I'm just
Yeah, I'm
curious.
curious. I want to see him. Like, there's a lot of questions about him, but as we talked about, you can't teach speed and you can't teach size. So
No.
this guy is bigger than Miles Garrett, faster than Brian Dawkins was when he played, and that's a hell of a combination. So I hope he makes a statement. If he does, they're really going to have to they're going to have to put a lot of thought as to who's going to make this roster once they get down to 53
That
because
it's going
he's
to be a
got that
big question.
exemption. Yeah, he's got an exemption right now because he's an international player. But when they get down to 53, they have to decide. I don't want to lose that guy.
Somebody's going to
Yeah, I'm
snatch him
excited.
up.
In terms of Wicks and Cooper, most people watching right now have them as number two and number three in this depth chart,
I know.
and they apparently are playing very well. So I'm really excited about that.
And I want to see if Lemon. I know Lemon was dealing with some injury stuff, but we'll see if he plays. If he
He's missed like
does,
7 straight practices.
I know. I want to see him play though. I mean, I would. You spend a first round draft pick on a receiver, you want to see them play. So you see so many rookie receivers setting records nowadays that it's so much pressure on these rookie receivers. So I want to see if he gets some reps. Have a wide receiver too that instead of him being, I think right now he's probably our wide receiver 4 or 5. So we'll see. I'm
We will
curious.
see. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm curious if they're going to get with this whole new offense. I'm wondering if they're going to get any reps in any of the preseason games. You know that the Eagles don't like to play their starters,
I know.
but when you're instituting a whole new playbook, you might be
Got to see it
forced
play
to
out.
at least a series or two. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. I hope they do. I'd like to. I'm just excited to see those uniforms on the field.
Me
Can't
too.
wait.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. So Sixers. I want to talk about the Sixers real quick. Are we
Mhm.
ever going to see LeBron in a jersey? Are we going to get an intro? I mean, Jaden Daniels, he got the intro last week while we were in Philly. Um, Maybe it's going to be in the next couple of weeks. You got to bring him in at some point and have him at that press conference, right? Don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious what number he goes with. To be honest, I don't even know if they've announced that. So there's a lot of stuff up in the air about it still. I mean, we know he's going to be a Sixer at the end of the day. That's all we know. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I saw
But
a friend.
yeah, I'm curious.
I saw a friend wearing some Sixers gear. Shout out to Doc. Sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings, had his Sixers hat on, and we started chatting. We were talking about numbers, and he's already got his jerseys ordered. But again, they're waiting for the numbers before they print them and ship them, or sew them and ship them. So,
Right.
what do you think? You think it's just going to be 23?
I would love to see it be 6. I really would. I
That's
would
what.
love to see
That's where I
it
was
be
going
6.
with it. Like Doc, Dr. J would have to give the thumbs up because it's a retired number, but I don't think he'd have any problem because even as great as Dr. J was, he's never been in a conversation for a GOAT. So I
Yeah.
think to be associated with LeBron, especially knowing that they're likely to win a championship in the next 2 years, I think he would be fine with it.
I think he would get a thumbs up for it. I mean, even if he picks 23, that's cool. But the 6 would be awesome.
Six would be
Speaking
awesome.
speaking of which, the unretired numbers. Did you see the whole thing with Jaden Daniels and LSU?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. He was pissed
insane.
off. Yeah,
I
every
don't
yeah.
I don't understand that at all from Jaden Daniels' perspective
I,
at all.
I saw an AI generated image today that of the LSU team saying, "Here's what the LSU team thinks about your crying," and they were all wearing number five.
That's just
Yeah, it's
insane.
yeah, that's. I don't think he's that great a player that he needs to be that on his high horse about that. You
He
know,
won a Heisman, but I mean, he didn't win a national championship. Joe Burrow's
right,
number isn't retired either, and he did.
right.
He won a Heisman and an
Hey,
Emmy. I mean, I don't know.
college has a lot more people than pros playing
Yeah,
through the ranks. You can't retire every number because
no,
there's only 99 or 100 numbers if you add the double zero.
that's just vain. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I guess it would be double zero would be 101, wouldn't it? No, no, because zero and double zero, that'd be
Can you even wear
101
double? I don't
numbers.
even know if you can wear 00 in college.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think you can.
Interesting.
I
Yeah,
don't
we'll
think you
have to
can.
find out. All right, so we're almost at 20 minutes. We talked about this earlier. Um, the top five greatest sports athletes. I should come up with a list, but you had a good idea. You said let's throw some names out there and then kind of come up with a list together.
Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously, the first two to come to mind, the two sport guys. You get Bo and Dion.
No, no, no. We're talking about Philly.
Oh,
You didn't hear me right. You did not hear the assignment.
I thought you said
I
in
said
general.
it's look at the name, Franklin to Broad, top five.
I thought we were talking about in general.
No, no,
See,
no.
that makes a
Okay,
lot more sense.
all right. Well, I have my list, and then we can get on that together and figure it out.
All right.
So, obviously, we got Wilt Chamberlain. I think that's a
Okay.
given. Michael Jack Schmidt, Chuck Bednarik of the Eagles, Concrete Charlie, Dr. J, Steve Carlton, Joe Frazier, Bobby Clark, Charles Barkley. Anybody want to add to that? Any sport from Philly?
AI.
AI. Okay. I figured you'd be more recent, of course. It's
No,
yeah.
AI for sure. He went to a championship. Charles never did.
Okay. But top five though? We're
I'd put him
talking
over
top five.
Charles at
Really?
least.
Okay. No, I get that. He went to a championship and he's a great player. I always base mine on and off the court because his
I love Charles.
AI's just kind of disappeared, and Barkley has always been known for his mouth, and still that's part of his personality. You know what I mean?
AI is still with the team, so
Okay.
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
no, you're
I
fair.
like AI.
That is fair. That is fair. Okay. So, any right off the bat that you said are guaranteed top five of the ones I mentioned?
Guaranteed top five. Definitely Mike Schmidt. Easily Mike
Agreed.
Schmidt. I would say Joe Frazier. Um, After that, it starts to become a question. That is where, because I don't know if I'd put Wilt as the best sixer ever.
I didn't say best six or
No, I
top
know, but
five.
I'm saying I know. But if I'm talking,
I know his competition was not what it is today. You know,
and
dunking,
he
scoring a
wasn't a
hundred over a
sixer the
bunch of white
whole.
guys.
He didn't really. He wasn't a sixer for very long. I it was the tail end of his career. I think I would put Barkley and AI over Will. And if we're talking just Philly, I think I would put AI and Barkley over Will. I put AI over Barkley, so I think I would put AI in the top five.
So if you're talking Sixers, what about Dr. J? He's
Ooh,
got it. He does have a ring,
he
unlike
does.
AI.
I guess Dr. J's yeah, Dr. J probably is top five. Then I didn't even
Now,
think about
Dr.
Dr. J.
J, you know, he to me, Dr. J revolutionized basketball with the dunking.
Absolutely,
I mean, that is
absolutely,
all him.
yeah,
The stylistic dunking is just it changed the game forever. I mean,
absolutely.
it's what led it laid the path for Jordan and AI and LeBron, you know.
I would say yeah, Dr. J is a shoe in top five.
Okay.
So there's three. I would say there's three shoe ins, and then I think there's an argument after that because the argument for the Eagles players is tough. I mean, Bednarik is awesome, but I do kind of
He's got a ring.
I
It's
know he
not a
has a
Super
ring,
Bowl, but it was pre-Super Bowl. He
but
beat they beat the Lombardi Green Bay Packers before there was a Super Bowl.
I know, and it's hard to you can't ignore that, but also it's
Also,
hard
also
before the Super Bowl.
he was the last full-time player to play both sides of the ball a full 60 minutes, which is
And that's
pretty badass.
that is absolutely. I think if we're talking just athletes, yes, Bednarik is probably there then because that is a good point that he played both sides of the ball.
Okay, and I know you don't know hockey much.
No,
You're not a huge hockey fan.
I'm not a huge hockey guy.
Bobby Clark is Mr. Philadelphia Flyer. He
Okay,
was the captain for the longest time, has two Stanley Cups back to back years, left playing, went to work in the front office, became the GM for a while. I think he's still involved with them somehow. Like he is Mr. Philadelphia Flyer.
see, I when it comes to Philly sports, I think rings definitely matter a lot, and so I would say that is two Stanley Cups. That's
Back to back years. Yeah.
and that's I mean that talks a lot when it comes to Philly sports again because we don't have a ton of rings, unfortunately.
And
So
sadly, those were the last Philly Stanley Cups.
exactly. So that's very
Gage,
big.
25 years before you were born, and you're how old now?
I'm 22.
47 fucking years.
That
It's been
is
tough.
ridiculous.
It's been tough, but they're building. We're getting close. You give us another year or two, and except for the Phillies after this year, it's going to be an exciting time in Philly. That any chance anybody can have a chance to win it all, and it's a great time. So I do want to have this. Okay, so right now we got Schmidt, Bednarik, Dr. J, Frazier, Bobby Clark. I think that's a solid top five.
That's a pretty solid top five.
Yes. So we can bump one of these people in the next year or two if Jalen wins one more Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I think
two rings.
I think Bednarik gets knocked off at that point, and I hate to. All that stuff is awesome, but I think Bednarik gets knocked off at that point.
At any point right now, people argue, is he the best Philly quarterback? And you still had the McNabb lovers.
Yes.
And of course, you're going to have some Foles people sprinkled in there.
No.
I know he
as
was
much as I love Foles, it's not.
But remember, he was with his early career. He threw 7 touchdowns in one game. He went a season where he threw only 2 interceptions compared
28 to 2.
28 to 2. So but if Jalen's got long way to go. Jalen's got legitimately 6-7 more good years of lifetime. Like if he can stay healthy, he gets one more. He just bumped everybody. He makes everybody forget about every other Philly quarterback.
Absolutely. There's no question if he wins another one. But I think right now there's no question. If we're talking just quarterbacks, McNabb doesn't have a ring. He had a lot of chances to get a ring. He went to 4 straight NFC championships. That's ridiculous.
One win. One win.
No ring. Yeah, no.
One win. Yeah.
No.
And not only does he have no ring, if you ask me, he had no heart either. And that's why I didn't like him.
And Jalen has the exact opposite issue.
Yes.
If anything, sometimes he has a little too much heart. He tries to play hero ball.
He will do anything to win. And McNabb did anything to not lose. And there's a big difference.
All you have to do is look at their Super Bowl performances. All you have to do is look at those. Jalen has 2 historically great Super Bowl performances. Even in his loss,
dominating.
You can say he outplayed Mahomes in the first one.
You
and
can't
the second
say that.
One, obviously
you can't say that. No, you can't say that. It's a fact. It's not. Yes. You can say it's fact that he outplayed him in both.
In both, and McNabb. They both played against all-time greats. So you can't make that argument either. Obviously, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever, and everybody knows that. But Mahomes is top 5. In terms of talent, he's
probably top 3.
Exactly. Yeah. And in terms of talent, there's not many better than him, honestly. Brady had all the knowledge, but in terms of just pure talent, I'd take Patrick Mahomes over Brady, to be honest with you. The throws he makes and terms of pure
that might
talent.
be a discussion for another day.
Pure talent.
We're at 28 minutes already.
It's just like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, I would take over any quarterback of all time if we're talking maybe Marino, but if we're talking just pure talent, it's Marino, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. In terms of just pure arm talent, that's those 3.
But a lot to be said for leadership skills and
the
mental acuity,
and
understanding.
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback, and I'm not saying anything other than that. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. But if you look at their performances against all-time greats, Jalen Hurts outperforms McNabb every time.
So I think we agree if he wins another one, he bumps somebody off that top 5 list of ours, and we'll have to revisit.
Absolutely.
All right, boy. 29 minutes. We're going to get this out of here in 30 minutes. Our first episode, Franklin Abroad. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please subscribe. Please share. Please forward the links to our podcast. We are on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on iHeartRadio. Primarily YouTube. That's the easiest place to find us. And spread the word. Gage, thanks for coming to hang out with me for a half hour today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we'll do another one next week sometime.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, everybody.